This evening we are on a true 90s coffee run with this absolutely beautiful Ferrari 512 TR. This is the Ferrari Testarossa with all of the little kinks and annoying things smoothed out, apparently. Let's find out. So first of all, thank you to the owner for lending me this car and actually proposing that I take this out for a video. It's actually owned by a new hotel owner in Andermatt. This is the Orbout Pass, this is the mountain pass that connects down to Andermatt, and he keeps a couple of nice cars in his hotel garage. Not just any hotel though. Any James Bond fans out there will instantly recognize this from the 1964 movie Goldfinger with Sean Connery. You can see here from this old video clip when Bond arrives in his Aston Martin DB5 at the fuel station owned by the hotel. The fuel pumps are not in use anymore, but as you can see, it's still very recognizable all these years later. Anyway, you can look forward to seeing more about this topic on another video very soon. Evening drive in one of the most iconic cars out there. This was a poster car for teenagers everywhere, including myself. This and an F40. These were two cars I had models of in my room. I used to obsess over them. Also the old video games, the Testarossa. It is just an icon. It comes from the Testarossa series. You have first of all the original Testarossa, then this, the 512 TR, and then the 512M, which we'll talk about more in a minute as soon as I get around, because this is the first 10 minutes that I'm driving this car. So I'm going to concentrate just a little bit while I quickly turn around. Actually very easy, which I have to quickly touch on. Driving it up here briefly from the hotel. What an easy car to drive. 100% daily usable car. I cannot believe how smooth this is. Now this is a super nice example, 15,000 kilometers on the clock. Very, very good condition. Comfy seats, smooth engine. Oh, the gearbox is absolutely lovely. Clutch really nice. Honestly, 100% daily usable this car. Anyway, going back to the Testarossa series, so the 512M is the most rare and the most expensive. Only 501 of those cars made. However, although it is the most expensive, in my eyes, it's not the one to have. This is the one to have. Because on the 512M, yes, it's got a bit more power and it's rare. So you pay a lot of money just because it's a rare car. Now this is also quite a rare car, to be honest. Ferrari only made around 2,300 of this model. And this one has the pop-up headlights, which the 512M version does not have. If you're gonna get a Ferrari from the Testarossa series, surely you have to have the pop-up headlights. So get one of these for half the price of the M model, and in my eyes, much better looks. Now it looks very similar to the original Testarossa. On the front grille, it's a bit more curvy, small details like this, but otherwise looks very much the same. It's mostly the same outer body. However, underneath they've changed a lot. Different suspension, different clutch, better gearbox. I've heard, oh god, that sounds good. I've heard from a friend that owned a Testarossa. He said that although, you know, it's such an incredible car, a real 80s icon, that to drive apparently it's not that nice. So as I said at the beginning, this is really a Testarossa with the kinks sorted out. 5-speed gated gearbox. It's a big car, very wide. Part of the reason of that is the radiators are on the rear side of the car, but it just makes it look fantastic. Now these beautiful lines down the side as well, although they look incredible, they are there for a reason. They had these big holes in the side of the car because of the radiators down the side, and these side strikes are there to stop anything, of course, flying into the hole. So mid-engined, 4.9 litre, flat 12. I do love a good mid-engined car, and this is exactly that. I can't believe how good this drives. I'm absolutely shocked. I never ever would have guessed. So I've often thought about selling my GT3 RS and buying my first older car for a change. Now, normally I would say, you know, I'd go for a Porsche 964. I guess the cliche that most people do, and anyone into Porsches. But now, this would be a big competitor. I suddenly really want one of these. Just based on looks alone, it does sound good. The owner does agree that stock, it is too quiet, but I've heard one with an aftermarket exhaust on, and it sounded incredible. So also compared to the original Testarossa, the engine and gearbox has been lowered, I think, 30 millimeters. So lower center of gravity, which equals better handling. I'm a 90s kid, so right now I am absolutely loving this. Having a poster of a Testarossa on my wall as a kid, and now driving one up one of my favorite roads in the world, surely it just doesn't get much better than that, does it? So the driving position is a bit funky, as most driving positions in older cars, especially older Ferraris. So my upper body is straight, but my lower half goes off to the right to reach the pedals. It's all a bit offset to the right, and my right knee, when I turn with the steering wheel, I again hit my right knee, as I did in the F40. But you know, it adds to the fun. It's definitely unique, but it is a bit odd that everything goes a bit diagonal waist down. Might take some getting used to. Flat down, 7,000 RPM. So with the sun setting, I would like to stop, get a few pictures, then head back home for a nice evening coffee. Not a bad way I've spent my Sunday evening.